deep the deep group of muscle of back, we have the second layer muscle. We have second layer muscle we have transverse spinalis muscle. Transverse, also I will remember for you the third one, transverse spinalis muscle. And transverse spinalis muscle, first muscle we have semispinalis muscle. Semispinalis muscle, we have three parts. Okay, origination and insertion we are going to discuss. And insertion. Three parts. Semispinalis, first part. Second part. And third part. And also insertion, also the same here. Like the first part, we have semispinalis. This is a semispinalis muscle here and inserted here. Okay, these are the semispinalis muscle, and they have three parts. Now I will show which three parts they have. Okay, first part we have thoracicus. Muscle name is semispinalis thoracicus, because in thoracic region, thoracics. Semispinalis cervicus in cervical region, cervicus, and in capitis region. Semispinalis capitis. These are the three parts which I told is the semispinalis, means we divide division into three parts: semispinalis thoracicus, semispinalis cervicus, and semispinalis is a capitis. This is the capitis region. This is the cervical region. Okay, and this is the thoracic region. Now origination in the thoracic region. They originated from the T6 to T11 thoracic vertebra and inserted into the C6 to T4 thoracic vertebra. Okay, then semispinalis cervicus muscle originated from T1 to T6. Okay, and inserted in the C2 to C5 cervical vertebra. Okay, then semispinalis capitis muscle, which originated from the C2 to T6. Okay, T6 thoracic vertebra, C5 to T6 vertebra, and inserted into the occipital bone. These are the insertion and origination of the semispinal. The first muscle, transverse spinalis muscle, is the second layer muscle, which have three parts: semispinalis muscle, semispinalis thoracicus, semispinalis cervicus, and semispinalis capitis muscle. And we have origination from different origin and insertion. Okay, in different vertebra. Then we have second muscle. Second muscle is very interesting. In transverse spinalis muscle, we have rotator muscle. Rotator muscle, which we have also two, is short head and long head. Okay, long head first, long rotatorus. Okay, origination and insertion. Now I will show here the short and long in rotatorus. Okay, long. This is a long rotatorus, which originated from the transverse process of the below vertebra. Transverse process of below vertebra, and inserted spine process of above but second vertebra. What is above and second vertebra? Because they skipping one vertebra and the next vertebra they inserted in the spine process of the next vertebra. Okay, Again repeating, the long rotator muscle origination transfer process of the below vertebra and inserted into the skipping one vertebra and the second vertebra spine process, they are inserted there. Okay, these are the long head. And short head, short one, a short rotatorus muscle, which this one, okay, the small one, okay, origination and insertion. Origination from transverse process of below vertebra and inserted into the spine process of one vertebra above. One vertebra. Okay, here in the long we have two vertebra, means the long head we will skip two vertebra and insert into the third one spine process. But in short rotatorus muscle, they will originated from the below vertebra, here the transverse process, and insert into the spine process of the above one vertebra. Okay, here we will skip one vertebra, and there in the long head they are skipping two vertebra. Okay, these are origination and insertion of rotatorus muscle. Okay, but there also we have common feature which don't remember. If you don't confuse in the origination and insertion of the deep back muscle, then you just remember the common feature which is origination and insertion only in the vertebra, on the vertebra. Okay, again we have third muscle is we have multifidus muscle. Okay, multifidus muscle. We have also short and long, longi and brevis multifidus muscle. And this is the multifidus from here to here. This is a multifidus, and this multifidus covering the area where between the spine process and transverse process of each vertebra. This, these are transverse processes, and this is the spine processes of vertebral column. They are covering this area from here to there, and the capitis region they are covering this area. Okay, now longi muscle origination, longi multifidus origination and insertion, because they are long. They are long, very long. They are short. I will show you here. Very long. They are the short, and this is a short head. Okay. How origin from transverse process of below vertebra and inserted into the where this we talking about the long multifidus muscle, and inserted into the spinous process of spine process of the above third vertebra. It means they will skipping two vertebra and inserting into the third vertebra. Okay, this is about the long multifidus muscle. Origination transverse process of the below vertebra, and inserted into the skipping two vertebra and the third vertebra spine process. They will insert it like, okay. This is about the long multifidus. Short multifidus, we have origin and insertion. This one, okay. Here origin transverse process of below vertebra and inserted into the spine process of a second vertebra. It means one vertebra they will skip, okay, and the second vertebra they will insert it into the second spine process vertebra. Okay, these are the second layer muscle of deep muscle of the back muscle. Okay, third layer we discuss system of short muscle and suboccipital muscle. Okay, now we discuss the second layer muscle, transverse spinalis muscle, which we have three muscles. Semispinalis muscle, we have three parts: semispinalis thoracicus, semispinalis cervicus, and semispinalis capitis. Okay, then we have second muscle which discuss this rotatorus muscle. We have long rotatorus muscle and short rotatorus muscle. Third, we have multifidus muscle. We have short multifidus and long multifidus muscle. First layer, which are first layer muscle, first layer of the deep group of back muscle, which are beneath the superficial group of muscle. It's very superficial layer. Also, you can say superficial layer of the deep back muscle. Okay, so then we have the fourth one. We have spinospinal system. Spinospinal system, and spinospinal system means they are origination from the spine process of the lower vertebra and inserted into the spine process of the above vertebra. Okay, spinospinal system, we have spinalis muscle, and spinalis muscle we have two parts. Okay, spinalis muscle here, they have two parts. This one, we already discussed this one, and this, consider this is vertebral. This is the vertebral column. Okay, they are inserted like this, and this. Okay, these are the spinalis muscle. Okay, they have two parts. This part is called spinalis thoracicus, and the second one is first one spinalis cervicus, because in the cervical region and the first part, and in the thoracic region we have spinalis thoracicus. These are the spinospinal system. Okay, because they are originated from the lower vertebra to spinal process and inserted into the spine process of the upper vertebra. Okay, now what origination of spinalis cervicus muscle origin? First, spinalis cervicus origin and insertion. First, spine process here from we was talking about the spinalis cervicus muscle. The origins we have C6 to T2. Okay, and inserted here into the C2 to C4. Okay, these are the insertion and origin of the C2 to T2, and insertion is C2 to C4. These are the origination and insertion of the spinalis cervicus muscle. Okay, and then we have second part, we have spinalis thoracicus. Origin and insertion. Okay, origin from where? From T6 to thoracic 6 vertebra to L3. Thoracic 10 to L3 vertebra and inserted into the T1 to T8 vertebra, thoracic vertebra. These are the insertion and origination from T10 thoracic vertebra till lumbar 3 vertebra and inserted into the T1 to T8 thoracic vertebra. This is a thoracic spinalis muscle. Okay, this is two parts we discussed. This is the first layer of the deep muscle of the back muscle, which is superficial layer of the deep muscle. Okay, and also beneath lying the superficial group of back muscle. We have first spinal system. We have one muscle which means spinalis muscle, which have two parts, spinalis thoracicus and spinalis cervicus, which we discussed. First layer, another muscle. First layer, transverse muscle. The fifth one, spinotransverse muscle. Okay, and spinotransverse muscle means they are originated from the spine process of the lower vertebra and inserted into the transverse process of the upper vertebra, above vertebra. Okay, and upper vertebra. Now, spinal transverse muscle, we have the first muscle, longissimus muscle. We will talk longissimus muscle, longissimus muscle. This is the longissimus muscle. But longissimus muscle, we have three parts. This part is thoracicus. This part is cervicus. And this part is capitis. Okay. Now, thoracicus part, we have origination and insertion. Origination from here, remember the sacrum bone where we have dorsal surface, because this is discussing the back side. This means dorsal surface of sacrum, sacrum bone or sacrum vertebra, sacrum. Then we have this iliac crest. Also from here is the T11 till L5, T11 till L5 lumbar vertebra. This is only the origination of the longissimus thoracicus part. Okay, the first part, and inserted here into the T1 to T12 thoracic vertebra. Transverse process. Okay, because I already told here is the spine process. Because I already told spinotransverse means they are originated from the spine process of the lower vertebra till insertion into the transverse process of the above vertebra. Okay, here it means this is T11 till L5 spine process, and here T1 to T12, this is the transverse process of vertebra. There is inserted on the longissimus thoracicus part. Okay, then we have second part. Second part we have cervicus. Second part, longissimus cervicus, origin and insertion. Origin, very simple. Origin from here we have T1 to T6 spine process. Okay, sorry, transverse. Here is different. Okay, transverse process of T1 to T6 and originated into the C, T2, C5. Okay, transfer process. These are origination of the second part, cervicus, longissimus. Now we have third part. Third part we have which one? Third part we have capitis. Capitis we have origin and insertion. Also remember this is the third part of the longissimus muscle. Okay, origin from capitis is C4 to T4 transfer process. Okay, and insert into the here we, if you remember when we discussed the temporal bone, there we have mastoid process. Okay, mastoid process. Okay, these are the origination and insertion which we discussed. Is the first layer muscle. First layer, which muscle is spinospinalis muscle, which means spinalis muscle is also have three parts. Okay, we discussed, and this is the second, the fifth spinotransverse muscle. Okay, it also have the first muscle is longissimus muscle, which also have three parts: thoracicus spine longissimus muscle, cervicus longissimus muscle, and capitis longissimus muscle. And we know each parts origination and insertion. Okay, and different. These are the longissimus muscle which we discussed. Okay. Second muscle in the first layer, superficial layer of the deep muscles. Which muscle we have? Splenius muscle. Splenius muscle. Okay. Splenius muscle. Splenius muscle. This is the splenius muscle. Two parts: capitis part, and this is the cervicus part. Capitis part, it means splenius splenius capitis part, origination, origin and insertion, origin and insertion, origin of splenius capitis from where? From C3 to spine process of the C3 to T3, okay, and insertion here I will write spine process, okay, not for spine process, and insert into the mastoid process, mastoid process, because this is capitis, splenius capitis. And second part we have splenius cervicus, splenius cervicus, okay, origin and insertion, origin and insertion, origin from T3 to T6 spine process, and insertion into the C2 to C4 or C1 to C2, okay, sorry, C1 to C2 spine process, okay. These are origination and insertion of the this splenius muscle, the second muscle of the spinotransverse muscle, the fifth muscle of the D group of muscle, okay. I will first draw the muscle. Its name iliocostalus muscle, iliocostal muscle, okay. This is iliocostal muscle, here also line, this is iliocostal muscle, and we also have, first I will iliocostal costalis muscle, three parts, okay, three parts. For each part we will going to discuss. Here we iliocostal lumborum muscle, because in the lumbar region, and also in the sacrum region, okay. And then we have iliocostalus thoracicus region part, and this we have cervicus region, okay, iliocostalus cervicus region. First you will discuss iliocostal lumborum, iliocostal lumborum. We have origin and insertion, origin and insertion, dorsal surface of the sacrum, okay, dorsal surface of sacrum, dorsal surface of sacrum, iliac crest, and also here we have thoracolumbar fascia, okay, thoracolumbar fascia, okay, thoracolumbar fascia. And also the one thing more importantly which we discussed, the fascia, okay, there like we have superficial fascia which covering the superficial group of muscle of back, and then we have all the deep back muscle which are covering the thoracolumbar fascia, okay. And thoracolumbar fascia is very important, like thoracolumbar fascia is located here in the lumbar region, okay, lower the lumbar region, and they are connection of the big muscle of the back muscle and also gluteus region, okay, gluteus muscle. Thoracolumbar fascia, origin and insertion into the, inserted here into the lower 6 ribs. Understand? The iliocostalus lumbar region origination from the dorsal surface of the sacrum, iliac crest, okay, and thoracolumbar fascia, and insert into the lower 6 ribs, okay. The lower 6, we have 12 ribs, and the lower 6 ribs we have insertion for the iliocostalus lumbar muscle. Then we have the second part. Second part we have iliocostal thoracicus, we have origin and insertion, very simple. Origin from the lower 6 lower ribs and insert into the upper 6 ribs, okay. These are the thoracicus region, okay. Then we have the cervicus costalis, iliocostalis, okay, muscle, because we discussing muscle, don't forget. Okay, origin from lower, so upper six ribs, okay, and insertion C2 to C6 or C5, C6. These are the spine process of C2 to C6. These are the cervicals, iliopectoralis muscle, origin and insertion. These are the muscles which we discuss. Again, the summary of the deep muscle of the back muscle. We have we divided into 5, and we have 3 layers. Third layer, we have suboccipital muscle, which we discuss rectus capitis minor posterior and rectus capitis posterior major muscle. Okay, then we have obliquus capitis superior and rectus obliquus recticus inferior muscle. This is a suboccipital region. And then we have system of short muscle. We have interspinalis muscle between the spine process of each vertebra, and then we have intertransverse muscle, which have the transverse process of the each vertebra. Okay, these are the third layer muscle of the deep back muscles. Then we have second layer muscle. We have transverse spinalis muscle, and transverse spinalis muscle we have 3 muscles. One is semispinalis muscle, okay, which we have 3 parts: spinalis thoracicus, spinalis cervicus, and spinalis capitis. Okay, then we have multifidus, which we have long multifidus and short multifidus. Okay, then we have rotatorus muscle, long and short rotator muscle. And rotator muscle, they are escaping. These muscles which we like transverse spinalis muscle, means they are generated from the lower transverse process and inserted into the spine process. Okay, this is the second layer. The first layer, superficial layer, which are located superficial group of muscle. Beneath the superficial group of muscle, we have the first layer of deep muscle, which we have two types of muscle, like 2 layers muscles. 2 section muscle, which we have spinalis muscle, which we have spinalis muscle, one muscle, and we also have spinalis muscle. We have parts, okay, 3 parts: cervicus, capitis, and thoracicus. Then we have the 5th one. We have spinotransverse muscle. Transverse muscle, we have 3 muscles. First we have splenius muscle, okay. Then we have longissimus muscle and iliopectoralis muscle. And this part, iliopectoralis, we have 3 parts. And then we have this muscle we discussed. This is a longissimus muscle. We have 3 parts: capitis, cervicus, and thoracicus. And this is the splenius muscle, which we have 2 parts: capitis and cervicus muscle. These are the first layer muscle. Okay, and this deep muscle, which I already told, these muscle are covering by the fascia, and fascia means this is a connective. Fascia is a sheet which covering the muscle and separate from the other muscles, and this fascia made of connective tissue. Okay, and deep back of muscle covering the thoracolumbar fascia. Okay, and there we have and superficial group of muscle, which we covering by superficial muscle. Over there we also have superficial lamina and deep lamina. Okay, these are our topics finished for today about the deep group of muscle. Okay, and also we already discussed fascia, and the next